Well, I decided I'd go ahead and just extend this little 1/2 inch piece with another 1/2 inch piece, and I tacked it all in a lot better than it was. And I checked the level here against the frame. This is all good enough. And I took my piece here, and I was able to cut this 1-inch piece out of here. It's really rusty, so I'll put another one right here. I've cleaned it up pretty good. I don't have any rust primer. I should paint it in there, but I do have that rust converter, so I'll probably put a little of that in there. And then this piece goes up here into the door frame somehow. Right there. See, that's pretty good. And you can see it matches down in there. Looks like I might need to cut off something. Oh, there it is. That's where that matches, and that brings me right to the top of the door. I probably would be better off making something like this and trying to match that. No, I'm just going to weld that together down here, and I'll run my 1-inch piece like that one up to probably around in here somewhere, so that the door will close good, and I'll have a piece that matches this, and that'll go straight up. And you see it's wiggling around a little because I just welded it on the inside. But I'll put a good piece here, get it all vertical, get it all square, and I'll tack that all together, and then put my cross piece across the top. That'll hold it in place. Then I'll go ahead and finish welding it. First thing is to get a good bar in there, and get it welded onto this little tin piece. The important part is the bar that goes up, and it's got to be straight both ways. I may do that first, and then once I get the bar straight, then I can tack this little metal on it. Haven't decided exactly what I'll do, but basically we'll finish up this door. I've got this bottom piece. I did have it spaced out with little shims there, so the door will open good. I don't think I did that on the other one. That's probably why it was a little hard to open. It was pretty tight. It's turning out at an angle, and I had to bang on it a little. but I can hammer that out. Yeah, I'm not sure whether I ought to just go ahead and make the frame first and then put this piece in. Don't know. I think I'll probably tack the piece on so I know where it goes. That's going to help me sort out some of it and get this all straight, clamped in, and then I can cut it and put a piece in. Here's Mr. Frame all finished. I took the door out, turned it around a few times, welded it all up. This one's a little different than the other one because I put a bar across the top. I left myself 3.5 inches there in the front for the cowl, or for the windshield, and this left me, I don't know, 8 inches back here to fabricate some kind of roof support, so I can probably take it out there and clamp it onto the car where it goes, and I might be able to put the roof on it, put a couple clamps in it. We'll see how far I get. Well, there's the roof on and clamped. It looks like it's pointing up a little bit. It's hard to tell. Of course, the whole car is pointing up. But those frames in the front are in there good. The drivers went in real nice. I just roughly spaced them on the bottom. This one here, the cowl is touching this 1-inch spacer here, and I've got about a 1-inch gap over there. It looks like this door's got to be, the whole thing's got to be slid forward. It looks like I'm about a foot off of the bar there. The bar's right on the rivet. It's pretty close. I don't have these door frames centered or anything. I'm clearing the roof at least a couple inches there. That it was a good idea to put that piece all the way across the top. I've got an inch up here now that I got to cut off. I'll basically have to extend this one like it is over there, and I pulled it out 4 inches there for the, or 3.5 inches for the cowl, so I can cut off whatever I need there. I'll have to weld more on this one, but I can tell it was on here at one point. It looks like this cut was pretty good. I don't know what I'll do about putting it on. They really did a whack job here on it. Cut a big triangle out of it. But I think what I'll do is, you know, that front end clamped down, which raised the back up. I think what I'll do is get this on here where it was. Put a couple tacks in it. You know, it looks like it's pointing up. But I don't think it's going to go down anymore. It might. If I have to, I'll cut a little bit of the front of it off, because I'm not gonna mess with the spacers. Or if I have to, I'll put another I'll put like a 2 or 3 inch plate in here. And raise the back of it up. But it's pretty crooked right now. Looks like a lot of it could be, that driver passenger side is up real high. This glass is just held in by a couple rust pieces. I probably gotta take that out before I break it. But basically, I've got it together. This door piece here is good. That one over there is lining it up pretty good. And the cowl's too far forward a little on that driver's side. But I think it's good enough to start clamping some stuff together. I'll probably just weld some, you know, angle iron brackets on here for now, so the hood will fit on. I mean, the cowl will fit on without falling off. Temporary stuff. But it looks like a car. Finally. Actually, it was pretty fast. Only been working on it a week, and I need to make some kind of roof for it. I decided what I'm going to do is, I was getting a lot of crap about this guy. Had somebody else sell it for him, and I gave him all the money, and then he come over and hollered at me and telling me he didn't get his money. And I said, man, I don't know. I got a bill of sale and I got possession of the automobile. There's no numbers on it. Oh man, I don't know, some people are just crazy. This guy's nuts. But I want to put it inside. And so I cleaned up my little area here, or Nasty did. I'll knock these weeds down, and I'll get this Ford truck out of here. It runs and drives. I'll just finish up a little bit of whatever I need to do that. I'll just pull it up in here. I've got a shed for it, but then I'll take this inside. I've got enough tires to roll it, and I gotta put that motor stuff in it anyway. I can't do it out here on the slope or in the dirt. So that's going to be next part of the project. But I got that all together and clamped and welded. So that's starting to look like a car now. Yep. So like and subscribe, guys. You'll see this thing running and driving here one of these days. Well, in the spirit of all honesty, I screwed up. I welded this frame is good, but I welded the the hinge plate, I made it right here. I made this flush with a straight part of the door, which was logical. But the other one is welded flush with this piece here. So it's over 2 inches, 1.5 inches. So I have to cut this all loose and move it over. Luckily, I didn't go crazy with the braces. I can probably cut these loose of the 1 inch. I'll be good there. Probably just zip cut it on both sides. The back part of it will still be good, and I'll have to cut some of that front off. But I was trying to center it up, and the dimensions just weren't matching. And you can see here on this one, this is the one that I tried to save, and it's right on the inside with the cowl sticking out, you know. So it's flush with its bottom on the inside. That's where they got their straight. And so fine. I thought about how I could try to save it by, you know, adjusting the hinge off the other way, 1/2 inch or 1.5 inches. But then the door wouldn't quite be straight. So anyway, that's what I got to do. Got to get in there and cut that other door up and make this one. Hey, Roxy, little cat. Funny story, I was working underneath the car one day and I saw this little movement out of the corner of my eye. I think it was an AMX, and I didn't pay much attention to it. And about 10 minutes later, I saw a little wiggle again, and so I got up, went over there, and there was this little cat, you know, about twice the size of a rat. Oh man, he was beat up. One eye was closed. He looked bad, and he was resting there under the tire, the shade. And I said, okay, cat, just stay. You know, I figured he was a kitten. He got away from home, and about 2 hours later, I went over there and looked. He was still there. Hadn't moved a bit. So I told my wife, you know, she finally came home, and I said, hey, found your buddy. Oh yeah, what's that? Cat. Oh, where? So I went out there and showed him, and she tried to pick him up, and he took off. And of course he just went over to the 15-20 feet under the corner of the trailer. Anyway, she caught him, and he was just so weak, and just he couldn't fight or nothing. So just she fed him and put him, gave him some milk or something, and put him there. That cat slept for a week. He didn't even move, get up, take a crap, and, you know, go back to sleep. So anyway, this cat, we got him finally to the vet and got him fixed and dewormed and this and that, and got more and more energy and more, and it's kind of a weird deformed cat, makes weird growls, But anyway, that's where this little cat come from. He crawled up under my AMX and got adopted. Well, here we are. This is kind of back again. I measured the other door frame and jamb and all that, and it's 2 3/4 inches on the top 2 hinges, which is my straight part. So that's what I set these, both 2 3/4 inches. And then I look up here and you can see the other bar was straight all the way to here, and it had one little curve in it. And you can see I've curved this whole thing to match this plate. And I've got my little 1/2 inch spacer in there. My gap is not quite right here on the door bottom. I got a 1-inch piece in the top, but I'm pretty sure the door slipped around a little. So basically I have to cut that to the top bar, and it's got to be twisted in some. I don't know exactly where, but you can see the door is not really lining up with that. And I got to cut this right up here, move this in. This has got to be right at the edge of the door, so I got to move it in 1.5 inches, which is good here. That's bringing the edge of this to there. You know, I might not have to replace that piece. Yes, I will, because this comes in 1.5 inches. But anyway, I think I can leave this one alone. And it's all welded in real good. So basically I just rotate this whole door frame in towards the hinge, 1.5 inches. And I thought about trying to recut this and bend it straight, and I got a lot of steel out there. Well, not a lot, I just got 2 more 8-foot pieces. This is 4 feet, so I'm just going to make a new piece here. You know, I might not even have to make a whole piece. If I just cut this off right here, I can weld another down piece straight. You know, this is because of my bends. You can see, yeah, see how far it is there? I'm out probably 3 inches. So I'll just bring one straight piece to about here and then cut it same way I did there. Basically I need to replace from here to there. I'll just make this out of one piece. I'll just cut this off right here. I'll run it up here to the where it's going, close as I can straight, bend it in to where it's on the inside of this hinge right here. And these little magnets are really strong. So I'm only going to have to replace half of this bar. And I won't even have to cut that weld. on the bottom, because that's all square. This one will just rotate. There's no big deal there. What I will have to do is maybe not even have to undo this. I think I can just cut this off of the main bottom piece. I'm just thinking here. Rotate that bottom piece around. Cut this off, because this bottom is where it's supposed to go. And that'll bring it up into this area here somewhere. And I can weld it into that. So this is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I just have to cut this bottom or the back of the door where the hinge is, front of the door. Just cut this piece out. I don't know if I can rotate this 2 inches. I probably can. I'd probably be better off just cutting that off there. I can get in there with a sawzall and cut those 2 pieces off. They're basically 2 half-inch pieces welded together. So the worst I got to do is cut it there, cut it off of here, put a new piece in, and then get it all square and lined up. So this was quite a deal getting this mocked back up again. I should have paid more attention when I made it, but you know, I just made it where it looked the best. I lined it up on the back of this plate, which was the big long straight one, and I was wrong. It should have been down there on the top. But anyway, if I set the hinge pins to the brace, both of these doors are going to be in exact same relation to that toe plate, and that way I'll be able to get it together. I was trying to measure it and get it set for the roof, and man, I was off a couple inches. I couldn't, it just was way too much. And now I see up there, now that I've got this all done, it's off about 2.5 inches there on the bottom. So I'll do the best I can. I'll get this mocked up correct, and we'll move on trying to put the cowl and all that stuff in and get it some kind of frame in it. Well, here's a new piece. I did bend it 2 places, one right at the hinge and one right down at the end. I've got the toe plate exactly on the corner. I was worried about twisting this in, but what happened when I cut it loose, it actually popped in a little bit, so this already was trying to get the right bend. I've still got it lined up here with the edge of the door. I've got my little round in there. The other door is pretty straight. I actually could probably pull the skin off of here and straighten it, because obviously the pipe is straight. Pipe's almost perfect with the toe plate, or not the pipe, the square piece in there. But they did put a little curve in it. That's fine. I've got my hinges 2 3/4 inches off of the frame on those two. Whatever this one is, I don't know, but it's straight vertically, and it's straight here on the outside, and it's got a 90 in here. So only thing I didn't check was whether this is parallel to the top. It really doesn't make that much difference because that back one held it parallel to where it needed to be. But boy, that's tight. I squished it down pretty good, but I don't really care. I'll have a little gap here in the bottom, and the top I'm not really too concerned about. I might have to move something. I'm going to have to tweak the sheet metal anyway, but there's the door all welded up. Looks pretty good across here. Might not have that gap perfect in there. I'm not really particularly worried about that. But now I'll go ahead and finish taking all the clamps off, flip it upside down, see how hard it is to get the door out. See if I can do about videoing this with one hand. But see there, try to hold this with my leg. Door opens good and closes good. So anything else that needs to be done is going to be body work tweaking. This looks pretty good here, actually. This little door stopper plate looks like it might weld in there pretty good. Well, continue turning and get that door off. I should be able to put it in the car. Well, here's the door opening and closing. Kind of hard to do it here with one hand, but it swings good, opens good, closes good up against the jamb. I got this lined up right at the edge of this. I don't know how close that's going to be, and I've got it set up a little bit above it here, right above the top of the door. So looks pretty good. It opens a lot better than that passenger door. I get this door out of here now and make a few more little welds. Looks like I need to tack this one in, and this one was, I was trying to do upside down, missed it completely. Anyway, Mr. Door's done.